This show has been brought to you by Interpool Security and the Creative Arts Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the hosts of Candidates Unfiltered, Shawana Cashel.
Welcome to Candidates Unfiltered, where we bring you candid conversations with remarkable individuals aspiring to lead their nation. Get ready to meet a man with many talents, passion, and dreams. He's a former professional athlete, an author, a public servant, and a beacon of hope for Liberia. Please put your hands together for Dr. Clarence K. Moniba. Wonderful. How are you today?
I'm good.
You're doing good.
To be here. Very good set, honestly.
Thank you.
Very good set.
Dr. Moniba's deep commitment to public service led him to become Liberia's youngest Minister of State without portfolio, and he now leads the Liberian National Union. With a rich background spanning sports, academia, and governance, Clarence Moniba's story is one of inspiration and a testament to the potential for positive change in this nation. Are you ready for Candidates Unfiltered?
Yes!
All right, so we are ready to go. So welcome, I'm so happy to have you. You are a very difficult man to reach.
No, but that shows your persistence though, because you did not give up.
Yes, I did not. I had to have you here today. So welcome, I'm very excited to have you be a part of this show. How does it feel to have a live studio audience watching you?
No, it's good. You know, we've kept track. I've given 178 interviews now in the last year and a half. And so it's always good, but this is the first time doing it like this. So I'm sure it'll go well.
I'm happy.
Honestly, I'm excited to be here. This is a great platform, so congratulations on doing this.
Thank you.
This is how we elevate, what we're doing here in Liberia. So thank you so much for doing this.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I have a question.
Yeah.
So I have a picture of your father up on the monitor. You grew up as the youngest son of Liberia's former vice president, Dr. Harry F. Moniba. Mm-hmm. Now, what was it like being the son of a vice president? Was it difficult living or, going to school among your peers?
It's so funny. Mm-hmm. It wasn't what people expect. Yeah.
Okay.
Even to watch movies, I had to go to my friend's house or my cousin's house because they had better TVs and better,
Interesting.
Nintendo came out at that time. I don't know if people...
I had a Nintendo.
Okay, you had a Nintendo, yeah. So you see, I would have been trying to go to your house
to try
play
to watch
Nintendo.
It. Yeah.
But honestly, it was good. I always, my pa always used to tell me, he used to say, I won't leave you money, but I will leave you a name and legacy that you'll be proud of. He always told me that.
Yeah. And
so even growing up at 5 and 6 years old, it was different because, at that time in the 80s, just imagine being vice president, you're always surrounded by security.
Yeah.
And so I was always so happy to be able to just run to him and just hold him, just knowing like security was all over, but I always had direct access to him. So I was always proud of him. I didn't know what that meant at 5, 6, 7 years old, but I always was so proud to be able to tell people, oh,
that's my dad.
That's my dad.
Yeah.
But no, I'm very proud. It was good. It was interesting. It was good. I do want to quickly say one thing though. When I was younger, I didn't do too well. I went to J.J. Roberts.
Okay.
And I failed.
Let's be transparent.
Yeah, let's be very transparent. I didn't do too well on the test. Mm-hmm. And my dad showed up one day, and his convoy shows up.
This is the entrance test or a test?
No, just a test now.
Okay.
And I actually got a 56. I remember it very well. And I didn't do good on the test. And so he shows up with all the security, and I'm proud. I'm like, my dad's here. And he just goes into yelling at me. The next time you ever fail, you're in front of the whole class. So
Wow.
So yeah, but no, honestly, very proud of him. He really instilled the ideals that I have right now.
So he showed tough love.
He did. Yeah. He showed tough love, and he let us know that we were more lucky than anything. We weren't special. We were fortunate enough to be the son, or the children of a vice president, and he made us act accordingly. We really appreciated what we had.
Okay, so you were the youngest. So
Yeah.
did you get picked on or babied?
No, I was a complete. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was babied the whole
All the time.
Just I was complete baby. I still get babied now.
Okay, right.
Even this morning, my mom called me and made sure I was fine.
Yeah.
But no,
I mean, they should, especially mom, right?
Yeah,
Mom should
yeah,
do that, right? So you had a brief but noteworthy career as a professional American football player. Now, what inspired you to pursue a career in sports, and how did that experience, change your life afterwards?
When I got to America in 1991 because of the war.
Yes.
And so when I got there, everybody at that time, my parents were here in Liberia, the war's going on, and at that time there's no WhatsApp, there's no phone, so you're not talking to them. And so all of us were basically on our own hustling. And so to be able to go to college for me, I was fortunate enough to get a college football scholarship.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I didn't like football, but I was good. I was fast. So they used to say, "Oh, that African guy fast." Though. So I just kept playing, and I got a scholarship to college. And then next thing you know, the professional leagues were recruiting me, and so I started to play. But I always say that.
So imagine if you liked it.
Imagine if I liked it. Yeah, imagine if I liked it. But the problem I had is that my body was made for real African football, not American giant ball football. So I was always hurt.
Right.
So
okay.
I have surgery. I've had like 3 surgeries on my knees. So but it was good. It gave me some of the best friends I still have to today.
Okay.
And to be able to play sports, the discipline that's involved in it is still some things I apply in my life today. So no, it was very good.
Okay.
It was fun, flying around the country, playing in front of 80,000 people, being on national TV in America. It was good. I was very
So now
happy.
did it help you now with being in front of so many people talking?
Yeah.
With the stress or the anxiety?
The funny thing about life is when I was younger, when I was 9, 10, even 15, 16, 17, even to introduce my name, I used to be nervous.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I used to be shaking.
Yeah.
Now I don't even get.
easy.
I don't even get nervous. So I don't know if that's good or bad.
Because you've been doing it enough.
Yeah, I've been doing it so much that I actually don't get nervous. But I still understand, that you have to perform.
Yes.
It's a stage. Like right now, we're on a stage.
Yeah.
And I have to be very careful not to say nothing stupid. I don't want your live audience to come and jump on me. So but no, honestly,
Right.
Football was good for me. It really, like I said, it was a discipline. It paid me money. So I was able to really start to establish myself and understand, have my own, be able to be an adult.
Yes.
But it really, flying around the country, playing sports, being on TV, it really helped me to
that's
become who I
awesome.
am today.
That is awesome. Thank you for
Yeah.
that. So, people always make up stories, but I read a story that you were a victim of 419 and fake lottery scams that claim you were willing to trade millions of dollars in diamond and African gold. Can you break it down for me? What was that about?
That one, my pa died in 2004. So he died in a car accident.
Okay.
The 3 people that was in the car with him, all of them died.
Wow.
And so at that time I was 24 years old. And so after he died, and this is when the internet, 2004 now, internet is really taking over.
Starting off, yeah.
And so I'm typing in, stuff about my pa just to see what's on there. And I just keep seeing my name. And everybody is saying that because he had died, they were now saying that he had left me over $50 million and $20 million in diamonds and gold.
Oh, wow.
And so it was kind of like that. So, I had all my American friends and all my white friends and calling me like, "Oh,
you got money?"
Yeah, you got money. You got money. So, no. But we have been trying to clean that up because, being in the public space, you understand that any negative thing, people believe anything. And people believe almost everything. And so we have really been trying to make sure that we put enough positive, media out there just to make sure that people understand.
Yeah.
Because the perception, if my pa left me all that diamonds and gold, that means he was corrupt.
Right.
And again, the one thing I'm so proud of my pa is that there's nowhere I've been to in Liberia, not one single time, where anybody has ever said that Dr. Harry Moniba stole money, Dr. Harry Moniba killed somebody.
Gotcha.
And so even when me myself was in government and I was negotiating, I'm proud of the work I've been able to do in government, working in government, serving as chairman of LEC, negotiating hundreds of millions of dollars for Liberia, but understanding that, God forbid, if I ever took one single dollar, they wouldn't say, Dr. Clarence Moniba stole money. They would say the son of Dr. Harry Moniba stole money.
Right.
And so I'm so protective
Got
of
you.
that. Because again, I go back to what my pa always used to tell me when I was younger. Anytime I used to do something, like even when I was talking about, not doing good in school, he would say, my name, don't spoil my name.
Yeah.
And so, I'm proud of his legacy, his character, and what he was able to do while serving government.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm trying to also duplicate that.
And honor him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
I get it.
Yeah, and
I
so
get it.
it's been, so those 419 scams, please, nobody believe that.
Thank you for breaking it down.
I don't want to be moving from here and then people asking me to send in diamonds and stuff like that. Please. But no.
Awesome. But thank you
good.
for that. I needed some clarification. I'm reading. I'm like, okay, let me ask this question.
Yeah.
So your book, The Official Guide to College Football Scholarship, suggests a passion for helping young athletes. Can you tell me your motivation behind writing the book?
I like to be honest sometimes.
Please be honest.
What happened with that is, in 2000, up until 2004, to be frank with you, my entire intention was I was going to be an athlete. I was going to live and stay in America, and I was comfortable. I was doing well in America.
Yeah.
But then when my pa died in 2004, immediately when we came to bury him here in Liberia, immediately I made a commitment as we were burying him, that day as we were burying him in the ground, I made a commitment that I was going to be one of the people to transform Liberia.
Wow.
Yes, and so my entire life completely changed. So I went from trying to be in movies in America and trying to be a professional football player and just focusing on that to what can I do to get educated. That's when I started taking school serious. So then I went from not going to classes to, okay, I have to get my master's, I have to get my PhD. I went from, not working besides football to going to the Liberian embassy and volunteering. And so all of this stuff was kind of to build me up. But that book, I had been writing that book for several years. And so that was my last thing to say, you know what, I can't completely, abandon what I was doing before. So, this, and it's done very well. Huh? It sold some good copies in America. A lot of people are buying it. It's on Amazon. And it was just focused on, because, coming from Liberia, I started playing football. I didn't even know how to put on how you have to put on all the helmets. I didn't even know how to put it on. And 3 years later, they had me. I was like one of the top players in America in junior college. And then I ended up playing Division I and then professional. So I just felt like it was my time to be able to talk to the people, young people, to say, this is what you have to do to be able to get a college football scholarship. So it talks about, how do you give interviews? How do you dress? How do you talk to people? How do you talk to coaches? And so that was what the book was about.
Have you gotten positive feedback from it? Like when it went out?
No, honestly, it did win. I went on a speaking circuit, going to different high schools, talking to people.
Awesome.
So no, it did very well in America. But again, that was my last thing to do before I just completely focused on, okay, now I'm back in Liberia. What can I do to contribute to the development of Liberia?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, let's take a short break to pay some bills. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Still to come.
And so I met this lady, and she said, oh, I've been hearing about you, but you're not going to win. I was like even if I don't win, I'm sure I will get one more vote than you. And I was feeling with her. So, because at the end of the day, you have to put yourself out there.
What I like about the Reggio Emilia approach is that we don't have a fixed curriculum. Our curriculum is very flexible. We make our curriculum based on the interest and passion of the children.
Choose a Reggio Emilia inspired school where your kids can learn in flexible spaces and with mentors that are willing and ready to work with them based on their interests. At Cashel Creative Arts Center, a Reggio Emilia inspired school, we help build social skills, we enjoy learning, we express ourselves with confidence, and we welcome new experiences.
Do you need a reliable security service for your home or business? Interpool Security Guard Service is the answer. Contact them today. Candidates Unfiltered, the person, not the politics.
Welcome back. with Dr. Clarence Moniba. He's a man of many talents, so let's jump right back into these questions. First of all, I want you guys to check out this short video. So, when you see that video, what do you think about?
You know, I go back to my previous life. I really feel like I've lived 2 lives. Yeah. Well, really 3 lives. But yeah, in the sense of at that time I was doing that. Again, I'm in America. I'm acting in Hollywood. Doing stunts.
Yeah.
And so how I even got that part, my football agent called me one day, and he said, "Oh, you want to be in a movie?" I said, "Yeah, no problem. I'll be in a movie." So I showed up thinking it's 1 or 2 people with a camera making the backyard movie. I show up, it's huge Disney set. I have my trailer.
You had a personal trailer?
I had my own trailer. I mean,
wow.
it's a real million dollar movie. So we tried out. I got the part to do all my scenes, and so I ended up becoming good friends with the director.
Okay.
And after that movie, I ended up doing several different movies, doing football stunts. But again, when Dad died, everything stopped.
Wow.
Everything stopped. At that time, I was actually in the process of moving back to Hollywood, where a few of my friends are still acting and living.
Yeah.
And when Dad died, I came and buried him, went back and said, okay, I have to go back to school to take school serious. I have to, and so my entire life changed. So when I look at myself there, it's like I almost don't even recognize myself in a way because it was such a different person. My focus was different.
So, your roles, you had a role in the movie Radio. Invincible, y'all can watch that. What was your favorite experience as an actor? And which of these films did you enjoy the most?
Can I be honest? The money.
the money, right?
Yeah, the one with the money. But no, it was good. It was an experience because, again, you show up, and I wasn't an actor before that, and I still don't even consider myself an actor. But you show up and there's a trailer, there's makeup, there's set, there's costumes.
Yeah.
There's and then unlimited food.
Oh, food.
The food was very
Craft?
good.
Was it craft foods or something like that? Yeah.
But no, it was good. It was good. So it was an experience because I got to actually interact. And honestly, this is the first time I started to realize that people are just people. Yeah. Because in the movies, there's all these big stars, Ed Harris, Cuba Gooding Jr., Mark Wahlberg. So there's all these stars that everybody in America knows and dies over. By the time they see them, they start screaming. And every day we are together just talking.
They're just people.
Yeah, they're just regular people. And so, that also started to make me realize that whatever I wanted to do in life, I could do it. Yeah. Simply because, everybody, and this is advice to the live audience. Yeah. This is advice to the people who will be watching the show. It's like anything you think you can do or you want to do, you do it.
Absolutely.
Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you can't do it. Or the other day, every single day I walk around 4 or 5 hours every single day, talking to people and shaking hands. That's how I've been running my campaign.
Okay.
And so I met this lady, and she said, "Oh, I've been hearing about you, but you're not gonna win." I was
just like that.
Yeah, just like that. I was like,
I'm curious as to how you responded.
No, I just told her, I said, even if I don't win, I'm sure I will get one more vote than you. And I was feeling with her. So, because at the end of the day, you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And so when I talk to young people, I say, listen, when you look in the mirror, you will see me. When I look in the mirror, I will see you. You have to believe in our generation. Yeah. And so, this is kind of what I talk to people about. And so, but yeah, thank you. Thank you. My first clap. And so from now on,
y'all need a clap.
Yeah, from now on, anything I say, you're forced to clap.
So your educational path is quite diverse. You received your PhD in rhetoric and professional communications. Okay, and many young people just simply want to graduate college here. What motivated, I know you talked about what motivated you to just pursue your master's and PhD, but what is something that you would tell someone who just feels like, I just want to graduate college and that's really where I can stop?
You know what, honestly, that's not good enough.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily have to graduate college, but anything you do, and again, it sometimes sounds like I'm doing motivational things, but anything you do, honestly, I can tell people I got big heart, but anything I do, I literally want to be the best. It's like when I was playing football.
Like football,
yeah,
right?
Like, yeah, honestly.
You didn't really like it, but you excelled.
It's like when I was playing football, it's like, okay, I need to go to play professional. When I was doing movies up until I stopped, it was like, okay, I need to go to Hollywood. I need to be a big star.
Interesting.
So now in politics, it's like, okay, I need to be president because that's how I feel like you can make the biggest impact.
Yeah, you dream big.
It's like dream big. And so, and other example I gave, I was speaking to a school yesterday, and again, this is for the live audience, this is for the people who are listening. When you, like, up until I started to decide to take school serious, I was a C student, honestly.
Okay.
A C student at best. The minute I decided that I wanted to transform my life and really take school serious, I haven't gotten one single B. I went to Harvard University, got 4.0. I got my PhD 4.0.
Wow.
I haven't gotten, your audience is really gonna spoil me. No, but honestly, it's a mindset. And so that's why I tell people in Liberia, we do this at least did well. This did well jersey.
Yeah.
Oh, the B Lone Star 4-0 anyway, at least they did well. Oh, I went to school, I got C anyway. I graduated at least. The mindset and the mentality of our people, everybody in Liberia has to change.
Yeah.
If we're going to elevate Liberia, we have to be striving for perfection.
Exactly.
And so that's why I tell people, it's like, sometimes when people ask me, why are you running for president? I'm like, why are you not running for president? It's like, I think everybody should excel. So anybody who's saying, oh, I just want to go to college and graduate, that's fine. Go to college, but be the best student in college.
I get it.
And if your mindset is that, if you enter class and say, I'm going to get an A, worst case scenario, you'll get a B. But if you enter class and say, oh, I'll just manage, you might get a C.
Yeah.
You'll most likely get a D. And so this is the mindset that the young people, when I talk to the young people of this country, it's like, listen, your expectation has to be extremely high, you know, and what we have for our country, it also has to be high. We're so satisfied with build a road, so no sidewalk, no nothing, but we got road. Yeah, we got road. The current come for 7-8 hours. Oh yeah, the standards we have in this country are low.
Yeah.
And so to transform this country, we have to elevate our standards. The last one I want to talk about that is I was in Ghana a few years ago, right before the elections, the presidential elections. So I was just talking to the guy who was driving me. I said, oh, who are you going to vote for? So now, mind you, we're on a highway in Ghana that has 6 lanes, 3 going, 3 coming.
Yeah.
Never before been in Liberia before.
Yeah.
It's a highway that if we was to take this highway and bring it to Liberia, we will make whoever brought it president for life. We will be so happy. So we're in Ghana driving. There's all these huge buildings that, again, never been in Liberia before. And I asked the guy, I said, who are you going for as president? The guy just looks at me and he goes, look at my country. We are suffering. We have nothing. The government has failed us. And I'm sitting there going, God, if you brought a typical Liberian here, the man would feel like he in heaven.
Yeah.
And so these are the standards we have to start to establish for ourselves.
Yeah.
If Ghana can do it, so too can Liberia.
Yeah. Wow. Powerful. Y'all clap now.
Yeah. Clap now.
Okay, so I have to ask this question. You're young. You're handsome. Now, I read somewhere recently.
Yo, please clap for me.
So I read somewhere recently about you not being married yet running for president.
Yeah.
What do you say to people that say, well, why are you still single? Is it a preference? Is it a choice? Or you just haven't found the right person?
It's a combination of both, to be honest. The bad thing for me is that I actually watched my parents in love. Honestly, and people can think I'm dead, but I actually saw my mother and father together in love, truly happy up until their last days. And so, growing up, I feel like a lot of people have settled in their marriages or settled in relationships. So, I was in a relationship. I have a beautiful son that I love. I have a son. The mother and I, we quite didn't make it to the finish line. But I'm looking forward to being married one day. But my thing is, I'm not going to settle. It has to be somebody who understands that Liberia comes first. It's like the commitment and dedication. People don't understand. When they see me sometimes, People say, oh, you was minister, you're part of vice president, you did this, you got all this money, but people don't understand, like, I'm literally taking money from home to give, you know, to whether it's volunteers or schools or something like that. So I have to marry somebody who understands my career, my mindset, my attitude, my goals, and they have to not only do they have to build me, but I also have to build them. And so I'm looking for somebody, you know.
Y'all heard it.
No, not.
You heard what he said? Did he just come on the show and tell me that he's...
Okay, let me put it this
Clarify what you were just saying to the people because the way I heard it.
I'm looking for somebody who will.
Okay, all right, continue.
You know, but honestly, I'm looking for somebody who will be a good partner to me.
Yeah.
And not somebody just to say I'm married. I could. You know life, you know Liberia. I could have easily gotten married. Yeah. Easily gotten married, but that, you know, that would have just been for show. Because the thing is, from the political standpoint, people come to me, so they can't say I'm not educated. I have 2 masters and a PhD. They can't say I'm not qualified. I've served as, you know, youngest chairman of LEC in Liberia's history, Minister of State, head of President's Delivery Unit. I've worked as a consultant to the World Bank, African Development Bank, United Nations. You know,
so you're qualified.
So I'm qualified. So they can't say I'm not educated. They can't say I'm not qualified. They can't say I've ever taken one single dime in corrupt money. They can't say I don't have a vision. They can't say anything. So the only thing they come up with is that the men are married. But then, you know, so I always tell people,
you're like, I'm trying, y'all.
I'm like, I'm looking, but I'm not gonna see that somewhere to say.
That's a serious commitment. You can't just do it for the people.
So people, honestly, some people can say, oh, the Bible says get married. I mean, people have all these things. I'm like, no, but we have to understand that we are going for lifelong partners. It's not just to get somebody. And so for me, that's been my commitment. I will get married when I find the right person and not for any political gains or anything.
Yeah, that requires a clap. Wonderful. I love it, and I'm with you on that one. So you've had the opportunity to work with international organizations like the African Development Bank and the United Nations. Could you share a story of something that you remember that was particularly impactful that you did or that was done by the organization or, you know, in your leadership capacity? You
know, to be honest with you, and sounds like I'm selling myself, but I can always make big muff. So I'm making big muff to your audience here. You know, I tell people, I say I got strong spirits. So by the time you see me, everybody here in the audience is going to vote for me now. So I'm not even worried about that. But you know, what I am proud of, you know, working at all those institutions is because, and let's be honest with you, and I'm assuming most people, everybody here are Liberians. Yeah. The reason why I'm so passionate about Liberia and even leading Liberia is that the perception people have of Liberia is low, honestly.
Yeah, it is true.
Even when I was going to, when I was going to Harvard, for example, it's like, and I talk, and you know, I made the top 2 for best speaker at the Kennedy School at Harvard, and so it's like, yeah, I'm from Liberia. They're like, really, Liberia? Because the perception of Liberians is that Ebola, civil war, poverty, stupidity, underdevelopment. Every negative thing you can think about is what people take to Liberia. So true. And so even with Liberians, I always tell them that as well. It's like, that this too is Liberia, or that Liberia here. When I first moved back to Liberia in 2011, and I was trying to hire my staff, so I told all my people that were already working with me, I said, we are not hiring anybody's cousin, uncle, girlfriend. We are going to hire people that nobody knows. The first thing they said, now America here. Yeah. So what does that say? That means nothing good can happen in Liberia. That's the perception, that's the thinking. Okay. And so I say all that to come back to the point of, what I've always been proud of when I travel around the world, and again, you know, almost 50 countries in my life I've been to. When I travel around the world, I can be too proud to tell people I'm Liberian. I don't even want them to ask me what my name is. I want them to ask me what country I'm from, so I can say I'm Liberian. Because I truly feel like, you know, Liberia is one of the greatest countries in Africa, but we don't live up to it. And so I feel like I'm an ambassador every time I'm talking, you know, every time I'm interacting with people. So all of that to say, when I was at the World Bank, when I was at the, you know, African Development Bank doing consultancy work at the United Nations, you know, I truly felt like my job was to make people understand that the Liberia they know is not just civil war and killing and, you know, underdevelopment. I wanted people to know that Liberian people are just as good and qualified. So I really feel like that's some of my contributions. But, you know, when it comes to infrastructure development, you know, I led a lot of negotiations, you know, and I'm proud, you know, even Mount Coffee, I was on the team that 3 or 4 people that went to the U.S. to negotiate $250 million. You know, the new airport terminal, I was on the team. I led the team to negotiate that. So, you know, we've been able to contribute. But again, I always feel like all of us have a responsibility to redefine what it means to be a Liberian. You know, let's show people that Liberians are just as good as anybody in the world.
Wonderful. You get another clap, right?
Oh, I get it. No, but you know what I ended up doing? You didn't see when you're looking at the monitor. I texted one of my men and come here. They'll be clapping the whole time. So but no.
I don't believe that. So you do nonprofit work? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
No, and we have something called the Moniba Foundation. And we established it in 2009. And it was, at first it was called the Dr. Harry Moniba Foundation. Because one of my goals is to make sure that nobody forgets who my father was. But we transitioned it to Moniba Foundation. And so, you know, we're so proud of the work we have done. We've worked with hospitals. We've given hundreds of scholarships to technical and vocational training schools as well as community colleges. During COVID, we fed several thousand people. We've done cleanup. We've done a lot. But I always tell people, no matter how much you do, and the reason I'm running for president is that no matter how much you do from a philanthropy, standpoint, you can only affect 2%, 1% of the population, just a small percent of the population. So because of that, you know, I truly believe if you want to change the country, it has to be done from a macro level, like a governmental perspective, because now you can put in policies, you can actually apply the money used to develop the country in the entire country. And so my goal, I told you I got big house small. So our goal after the elections, no matter what happens, win or lose, our goal is to make the Moniba Foundation the biggest foundation in Liberia. And so, like I said, we've been around now for 12 years, a little bit, 12, 13 years now, but we'll continue to build the foundation so we we're going to establish it now in every district, in every county in the country going forward.
Excellent.
So
Excellent. All right, so it's time to honor our sponsor again. We'll be right back after this.
When we come back,
when I see young children like that in Liberia, no advantage, no opportunities, you know, they inspire me to continue to do what I'm doing.
Do you need a reliable security service for your home or business? Interpool Security Guard Service is the answer. Contact them today.
What I like about the Reggio Emilia approach is that we don't have a fixed curriculum. Our curriculum is very flexible. We make our curriculum based on the interest and passion of the children.
Choose a Reggio Emilia inspired school where your kids can learn in flexible spaces and with mentors that are willing and ready to work with them based on their interests. At Cashel Creative Arts Center, a Reggio Emilia inspired school, we help build social skills, we enjoy learning, we express ourselves with confidence, and we welcome new experiences.
Candidates Unfiltered, the person, not the politics.
Welcome back. So real quick, got a game for you. Are you ready?
I'm kind of nervous.
Okay, don't be nervous. Have you heard of Would You Rather?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Would you rather be a famous actor or a successful author?
Give me fame.
Fame? Okay. Power of super strength or the ability to teleport anywhere instantly?
Teleport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never age physically or never age mentally?
Mentally.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Here we go. Be known for your intelligence or your kindness? We had a debate on this one.
You know what? Honestly, I can't take both,
No.
So,
no.
You know, let me be. Let her not like me, but let me be smart.
Okay, go ahead. Be smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll take it. intelligence.
Always have to speak your mind or never be able to speak again.
Okay, I have to speak my mind.
Yeah. Okay. Have a personal chef or a personal massage therapist?
No, chef.
I couldn't even finish this.
No, that one, that one, I want to eat. Let me eat.
Okay, so in light of your campaign's focus on empowering youth, could you tell me a story maybe about a young person's life who you inspired, or who told you that you inspired them, or a mentor who inspired you?
You know, it's a combination of both. You know, and I think I said it when I first started talking, but I truly believe, like, when young people see me, they see themselves. And so I think that in itself, it's inspiring the young people, because again, I'm 44 years old. And the mindset and the perception of most Liberian people is that to run for president, you have to be in your 60s and 70s. But what they don't understand is that, you know, a lot of people talk about, oh, future is, listen, your future is not 10 years from now, your future begins today. And so, you know, I think and I hope that when people see me, they see my background, they see the education, they see my contributions to Liberia at a certain age. They understand that they themselves can do it. So I hope I'm a representation and inspiration to the typical person in Liberia. And to be frank with you, and again, this sounds, but just yesterday, like every single day, like I said, I walk 4 or 5 hours in different communities. That's how I run my campaign. It's so easy to get 5,000 people to show up somewhere. Just provide bus, food, and T-shirt. You will get 5,000 people at that rally anytime. So I actually go to communities that have never even seen presidential candidates. And even yesterday, I remember I was sitting there, and you know, it was probably like 200 people, you know, dancing and chanting my name. And I saw a little girl. She was just kind of in the back, and she was selling. You know, I didn't quite see what was in, you know, but she had, I think it was like peanuts and biscuits or something like that. And I remember looking at her, and I don't know if she inspired me, but she was standing there like with confidence, just like I'm standing here, I'm selling, and she was she couldn't have been more than 8 years old. And so that's looking at her, it was kind of like, she is strong enough to do that every single day, because that's not her first day doing it. And so that kind of just inspired me, and this leads me to a story I haven't thought about in a very long time.
Please
Sorry,
share.
I'm all
It's
over
okay,
the
it's
place.
okay. We love stories.
But when I first came, this is a regret I have, talking about the young people. When I first came back to Liberia, it was like in 2011, and I was driving, and there was a small boy. He couldn't have been more than 10 years old, but he was standing. You know how people can sell, but in the middle of the road. This must have been his very first day, because he was standing in the middle of the cars. The traffic was going, and he was just standing there holding like a bucket, shaking. He was shaking the entire time. And I always think about that, because I don't talk about it much, but I think about it because I feel so guilty I didn't stop. I feel so guilty that I did not stop and at least try to be. But, you know, so when I see young children like that in Liberia, no advantage, no opportunities, you know, they inspire me to continue to do what I'm doing. Because I truly believe that Liberia can be a great country. I truly believe that our generation would do it. And I truly believe that I have committed, you know, myself to be able to lead this generational fight, to be able to say that Liberia can be a great country, and we are going to be the ones responsible to do it. So when I see young children, again, suffering, that inspires me to continue to do what I'm doing. And not listen to, you know, like all the people who are saying, thank you. And I listen to all the people who are, oh, you won't this, you won't make it, you won't. You know, that's your business. I'm going to continue down my path until I make the impact that I truly believe I'm meant to make.
Wonderful. So you've talked about why you want to be president. I got to ask this question now. What is the first thing? Let's imagine your first day in office. What's the first thing you want to do?
I was going to make a joke, but it would sound bad. So I was going to say get my personal chef. But no, honestly, you know, we're very clear. The good thing about is, you know, I was fortunate enough to have worked closely with President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And so I'm not enamored by the presidency, if that makes sense.
Okay. No, I get it. Yeah.
Like I've seen behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Most people they see president, they see convoy, but they don't know that in the convoy we are in there writing notes and making calls.
It's chaotic.
Yeah. It's stressful. It's I will always say this one story. The first time I came back to Liberia for 6 months, we hadn't fixed my house yet. So we were fixing the house, but we didn't have running water. So I was, of course, the typical thing, using bucket water. And so our first trip was to London. And so I was like, oh, when I get to London, I'm gonna take a shower. I was too happy, excited. We got to London, we landed at 7 in the morning. I didn't see my room till 10 o'clock that night, and I fell asleep in my suit. So people, so that's the part that people don't see. People say, oh, they're traveling to London, but they don't see if you really want to commit to doing the work. They don't know the sacrifice behind it. And so for me, honestly, my first day is going to be, there's several things I want to do. First of all, I want to make Liberia visa-free on our arrival. There should be no reason why it should be difficult for anybody in the world to come to Liberia. So, wow. Yeah, so honestly, one of the first executive orders I want to sign, so first day is Liberia, anybody, anywhere, you can get on a plane and come to Liberia and spend your money. We need to build our tourism sector. So that's one executive order I want to do. The second thing is we don't want to allow anybody to graduate from high school no longer in Liberia without 2 years of technical vocational training. So that's going to be another executive order. So my first day is honestly is going to be, listen, we're getting rid of all that nonsense that's been going on in Liberia, and we want to put in specific laws and everything else. But besides that, I'm sure we'll probably be looking for, a good chef.
A good chef?
I keep going back to that, looking for a good chef.
So anybody who knows how to cook, you're getting your card now. So, the first day.
And dry rice are my favorite food, though. So dry rice.
Dry rice, cassava leaf, potato greens.
Okay. Dry rice first, then potato greens, then cassava leaf, like in that order. But anybody who can cook me dry rice. So, as we're talking about, finding a wife, anybody who wants to, they have to be able to either like dry rice to be able to eat it with me every day, or cook dry rice. Either one.
One or the other.
One or the other.
Thank you so much. This was an incredible interview. I hate to end, but due to time. But thank you for sharing your story, being transparent. I'm just grateful that you accepted this interview, and I'm glad I was persistent to get you in this chair.
I was like, what kind of trouble is this here? I didn't even know how she got my number. It was just, honestly,
when you're a journalist, you're searching everywhere.
Honestly, I just, before you close, I just really want to say congratulations again, because a lot of people don't understand when you're in America, when you live in America, you become so comfortable there. And then to be able to uproot your life, to be able to move back to Liberia and contribute to the development of your country. And so, just kind of looking around the studio, this is something we need more of. And so honestly, congratulations.
Thank you.
So very proud of you.
Now I'm blushing. His remarkable story from the football field to the halls of academia and governance serves as a reminder that one individual's determination can speak transformative change. And to all our viewers out there, remember, behind every candidate is a human being with a story to tell.
Candidates Unfiltered, the person, not the politics. This show has been brought to you by Interpool Security and the Creative Arts Center.